Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. New Doctor on a new Earth with a new adventure. What could possibly go wrong? Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs.
I don't like you.
Everyone's favourite Doctor Who Rewatch podcast and the only one in the world. The only other podcast, and I might start saying that actually, the only other podcast in the world. A fun little reference for those who
This feels like something we should have sorted out before we hit record, Nathan.
Maybe, but hey, things change on the fly, Lawrence. You have to be ready for them.
You got to keep up with it.
You got to keep up with the quick professional world of podcasting, and nothing says professional like two men in their pajamas recording a podcast at 10 a.m. on a Thursday morning.
It's true. But speaking of ever-changing, Nathan, there's some different stuff occurring. Are we jumping straight into the episode? I've forgotten how we do these.
I don't know. There's no real rhyme or reason.
We get a nice little opening montage of the Doctor with Murray Gold spitting fire.
So I guess we are going straight into it. So we're discussing the episode New Earth, Season 2. We're here. We did it. Yay.
Is this the first instance of that song that goes...
I believe it is, because I always associate that with 10, the 10th Doctor.
But I feel like it played when they ran to the London Eye.
You know what? You might be right. I think you might be right upon reflection. But you know.
Definitely more 10, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely more of a 10 theme. But yes, fire.
And I enjoy it. So are we picking up straight after Christmas?
Well, it's not Christmas, is it?
It doesn't seem like Christmas, but
No.
she's still at the power. How long has the Doctor been staying in Jackie's spare bedroom?
I don't think he's been staying there. Maybe they've gone off and had other adventures and come back. Like, you know, stuff goes on in between the episodes. Maybe this is like their next break. Although there's a few lines in this episode which would go to the contrary of that, because they're very much talking about like new Doctor and everything. So
yeah, it feels like no time has passed, but it's definitely not still Christmas.
Yeah.
Confusing.
Hand wavy, whatever. Just not to worry too much about it. But I did specifically want to bring up the very beginning of this episode before we head off to New Earth or whatever, because look, you were very, I say, passionate in the last few episodes about Mickey and Rose's relationship, and you were very adamant that they're broken up and you know there's no relationship going forward, but proved wrong in the opening sequence, wasn't you?
I'm getting fucking sick of the whiplash that Russell T Davies is giving me here. Because, right, I'm not going mad. My interpretations of their relationships are based in what happened in the episodes. But it seems that every new episode that picks up, Russell's like, no, they love each other loads now. I did pick up on Mickey saying he loves her, he loves Rose, and Rose is like, see ya.
Yeah, Rose did not say it back, which is very telling. They did have a big kiss though.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking sick of it now, man. Wow. It's fucking not fair.
Wow.
Look,
yeah.
Jackie. I like that Jackie she's already started walking away before the TARDIS has even left.
Yeah, she's a bit used to it by this point, but
yeah,
used to it in like a sad way. Like it's not getting easier for her, is it?
No, and it's just like, yeah, it just happens now.
Yeah,
it's just part of her life, and she's like, I wish this wasn't the case, but it is.
Again, I understand why series 2 is not this way, because it's very much a Doctor and Rose love story for the most part. But I do think season 2 could have been so much more fun and interesting if it was a TARDIS team of Jackie, Mickey, and Rose, along with 10. That'll be a really fun dynamic. It's a shame we didn't get any Jackie 10 interaction in this episode.
It is.
Why have the
for it.
Queen there if she is not used to her full potential?
It's true.
What I'm saying. We're big fans of Jackie on this podcast.
This entire opening to this episode does feel a little bit like it still feels like they're introducing the show to new fans.
Well, they kind of are. They're kind of reintroducing it in a way.
Yeah,
because it's not so much introducing the show as introducing the Doctor, because it's it's David now. It's their second season and they're already on their second Doctor. So like, it is kind of a reintroduction. And this, I think I said it in the first episode we did, but this was the first episode I ever saw of Doctor Who. This is
you did, didn't you? Yeah.
This was my introduction to the show, and I think because of, I'm probably a little kinder than I should be to it because of that. This episode really does have a soft spot in my heart. There's a lot of nostalgia for this episode for me.
Taking away your nostalgia, because obviously the thing we set out to do on this podcast is find out if the episodes do still have legs.
Yes,
obviously. Removing nostalgia from it, like where do you sit with this episode?
Well, I'm not going to answer that now, Lawrence. I'll answer that at the end.
Okay. I just wanted to set you up to see if you had any criticisms or flaws or anything.
No, we'll discuss. There's a few things that, trust me, we will discuss. But yeah, so we have that little opening on modern day Earth. Rose has got her backpack. She's ready to go off her own adventures. I do like the fun little moment of David. For the first time I ever believed a TARDIS control work.
It's true.
Sequence. I think there's like something that he just turns. And I'm like, it actually moves. That's actually something. And I do think the TARDIS looks better in season 2 than it does in season 1. I think they played with the lighting a little bit.
Yeah, that seems to be like the most notable change. Well, you said about the season 1 having this like effect over a lot of it, didn't you?
Yes.
Maybe removal of that is changing it.
There's still a little bit in this episode. I think next episode is the most notable change.
Next week's episode looks like it was shot on film cameras. All of a sudden.
Did you watch it next time? It looks intense, man. It's only when you see like the big CGI dog that you're like, oh yeah, but
you look at it and go, oh yeah, Doctor Who.
That's what this is. No, not Christopher Nolan's fucking whatever.
I have so many notes, man. I'm so excited to do next week.
It'd be good. But yes, so they this is almost kind of a sequel to the end of the world, really.
Yeah, I guess so. In in the way that Russell T Davies did, where he often brought back things that he liked,
yes,
and explored them in new ways. Because you've got, not to jump too far ahead, but just to quickly kind of set the scene. So we're in the year 5,000,000,023.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say, and we're in Galaxy M87, which, looking at it written down on my notes, seems like a model of phone.
Yeah, Russell was ahead of the time.
Yeah, so good on him. So that's where we are, but we are basically. It's said by the Doctor that everyone watched the end of the world. They watched the Earth explode, and then they all got a bit nostalgic, so they made a fake Earth on a planet that was very similar in like atmospherical senses.
Yes. New
Earth. And so that's where we are. So he's got your favourite character, Captain Jack Harkness, in his full form.
I have so much to say on this. I don't know if we'll get into it now, but just a quick no. Continue.
We bring back Cassandra, who's previously noted fan of moisturisation and flap of exploded skin.
Yes.
So she's there. Who else is back from? No one else is back. I
don't think anyone else is back. There's we do see the little spider drone thing that Cassandra had.
That's right.
That makes an appearance at one point, and I believe that might be it for the connections to that. Well, Doctor and Rose, obviously.
Yeah, they're back. I mean, Rose is back. The Doctor is new.
He's the same man, Lawrence. He's the
I
same
know.
man. He's got a
What
new
I
face.
wanted to brace with you and get your opinion on.
Yes.
So I've watched this episode not recently, but like recently enough.
Yes.
What I hadn't watched recently, aside from obviously this podcast rewatch, was season 1.
Yes.
Do you feel like there's some degree of an immediate season 2 difference? Because Rose, it appears apparent that the show has dropped all pretense on will they, won't they, is this romance, is this something else?
I think that's very much helped by the body swapping aspect of it all.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
a lot of that stuff is done through a third party.
True.
But I see what you're saying. I think most of the will they, won't they is Cassandra related, if I'm not mistaken.
But you get other subtle stuff like Rose is immediately like, she's like, the end of the world, that was our first date. Yes. And then there's a really sincere, I love traveling with you. And the Doctor's like, I love you, let's kiss.
Well, they didn't do that.
No, they didn't do that. But that's the energies in the air.
Yes, it is very. I said it. It is very the love story of Ten and Rose. I do believe it is a love story. They certainly do. So yeah, Paul Mickey.
Fucking hell.
Yes, it's. I don't think it's necessarily that like any pretense has been dropped. I just think the dynamic is shifted. No, I just think. Yeah. Now that you've got this new Doctor who is possibly he's a little bit more open and more forward than 9 is, really. 9 could be quite reserved with his feelings and stuff. I feel like 10 is a lot more wear your heart on your sleeve kind of guy.
Yeah, he's way more an open book, isn't he?
Yeah.
It took 9 dying to say how he felt.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was like, well, I'm not going to be able to do this in a minute, so I may as well.
And don't get me wrong, there are things that Tennant does keep close to the chest and stuff. Like, he doesn't necessarily talk about Gallifrey until season 3. So yeah, there are things that he keeps guarded. But yeah, this is very much kind of out there from the beginning, really, this love story, as it were.
As kind of like an intro to 10, obviously, because the last episode we spoke about was mainly side dressing to be like, here's something for everyone at Christmas.
This is the real introduction to the 10th Doctor, I believe.
Yeah. And where are you at with it? Because like season 1, we watched the arc. Firstly, it is a reintroduction to the Doctor. It retells us he's a Time Lord. It retells us Gallifrey and everything else.
Does it? But does this episode?
Well, no, not this one. Sorry, in season 1.
Oh, okay.
The journey that we went on with 9 in season 1.
Yes.
And that obviously culminated in the Doctor having to make, or being stuck between a hard place and a rock, essentially on he has to make the Gallifrey choice again.
Yes.
And he grows from it, and he's a better person, and he does the cowardly thing and finds pride in being a coward.
Yes.
We were obviously working towards that, and I know this is only season 2, episode 1. But like, where are you at with like the introduction to 10? Do you feel like they're on a path to do something like, or is it mainly just like character dressing?
It's very early days. I don't think you're going to get any really deep insights into the character until a few episodes in, really.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it's still all, honeymoon period. Everything's happy-go-lucky. Although you do get a few sense of, you do get a few moments of the 10th Doctor anger, which flares up every now and again in this episode. Tennant does some good anger stuff, which I enjoy.
This seems like fairly not finished Article 10, but this seems a lot closer than Christmas Invasion 10.
Oh, he's cooked at this point. He's fully ready to go. I think at this point, I think the only thing that's missing from him, which is something people complain about a lot, and famously complained about a lot on the 50th anniversary, is the hair. It's the
It's true, yeah.
The flat is not fucking gelled to fuck or whatever. Is
hot take. This is his best hair.
It's I don't know. There's something about it. It looks like fluffy and ruffleable. Like
and season 4's hair and the sideburn combo. I'm like, you look like you're doing a Smash Mouth fucking impression.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about the kiss, but during that kiss, not Rose, but Billie Piper really gets her fingers into that hair. She really gets her hands right up in there. And I'm like, yes, this.
And he looks great after. He looks ruffled and
he does. He looks hot. He looks hot.
Yeah, let's not mince words, right? I'm I'm a heterosexual man, but he's sexy.
No, it's true. He is.
He is sexy.
He is hot.
Yeah, I'm there like, he looks great. There's something aesthetically pleasing. Lawrence, he looks sexy, and you know he looks sexy.
He looks hot, Lawrence. Let's not deny the truth that everyone knows. Okay.
And he knows it as well. He's even as Cassandra, she's like, and David Tennant as Cassandra is like, whoa, I'm really sexy.
We'll talk. Well, I want to get to all that sort of stuff. We'll talk about that. But yes, New Earth. I think it's a little bit fun that they go to New York, and you have the fun stuff of New York, because it's the 15th since the original. That's all a bit of fun. Budget's a little bit bigger this season, but it's still not great, judging by the fact that we're going to New York, but I will just sit on a hill outside of it, and I'll just look at it from a distance, shall we?
And Russell immediately dates it with the PS2 graphics pod races that go past.
Yes. Budget's a little bit bigger this season, but not by much, so don't worry too much.
Yeah, look, when the original budget was £1, 150's not that impressive.
Exactly. But hey, it's gone up 50%, so
nice.
Look, it's all about the statistics.
Well, so who interrupts them on the hill? Well, not interrupts them, but the spider drone.
Well, not necessarily. Well, yes. Don't really interrupt them. It's just that we see there's something a little bit nefarious going on. Did you see the spider drone and immediately go, oh, fucking World's End or whatever?
Yeah, I recognised it because I remembered when they all committed mass murder on the plumber or something.
Yeah.
Or the electrician, whatever she was.
Yeah, she was a plumber, I believe. What was her name again? Something weird.
Mrs. Plumber.
Mrs. Plumber. R.I.P. to a queen.
But yeah, I recognise them. I like that Cassandra still has like one of them in her employ.
Yes.
Which is quite good.
I don't think it was used again though after that.
Yeah, just a very convenient little like, there's a as Doctor Who often does, they start the episode happy-go-lucky and then immediately go, there's a little slow drone on a keyboard that goes, and then it cuts to someone being like, they're here, and it's very ominous, and then it goes back to Ten and Rose being happy again.
Yeah, I think what I like about that little spider drone thing is that even though it was walking along grass, they still use the same sound effect of it, like the metal clinking. Like, it's walking on grass, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, but it's too boring to have a sound effect for kids that's like.
It's true. So, I mean, they could have just not used. Maybe that would have seemed weird, but yeah. Still, film
and TV is 70% sound, 30% visual. Nathan, that's the old adage.
And if there's anything Doctor Who loves, it's reusing a visual, which we will discuss in a second.
Yes.
One thing I noticed about the opening of the episode, though, which seemed a little bit odd to me. And I don't think I'd like you. I know I've seen this quite a few times. It holds a lot of nostalgia for me. I'd probably rewatch this episode quite a bit, but I don't think I'd ever really noticed it until now. And I can see why it was done. But did you not think that the opening scene was really over, or not over, but just noticeably dubbed?
I can't say I did notice it, but I may have been like writing a note at the time. I
like everything on that, like on the hill sequence it's so, because like the audio is them speaking, it's like, I'm gonna go right into my microphone. It's like, hello Rose, how are you doing here today? It was
a windy day on a hill.
Exactly. And I understand, that's what I'm saying. I get why they're doing it, but for me there was something about it. Maybe it's because I've got like a better sound system now on my TV or something.
But it was the humble brag of the TV returns.
But it was.
If you listen to both of our podcasts over the last 2 weeks, Nathan has subtly found a way to drop in his new TV into every one of them.
I got a flex on them.
I understand. I just need to. You got a flex. I got to call you out for it.
That's fair. But yeah, it was just immediately so noticeable to me, and it just seemed very odd because the audio was just so clean and clear, and it was just a little bit off-putting, really.
The newest segment, the new segment. Nathan nitpicks a thing. This time it's the audio was too legible and clear.
No, but it didn't. No, I'm not saying like it's too legible and clear. Like it is, but it's not matching up with what I'm seeing.
I know what you're saying.
The audio, the visuals, and the audio are not matching up really. Yeah. And then there's a moment where it does switch us back to the audio that they use, and it's very noticeable for me.
Fair.
But yeah.
I have a question for you.
What is that question?
Another happy question. Good. I couldn't even be bothered to stop you. Where was Cassandra keeping her arse skin?
So this is something I wanted to bring up.
Okay. Do you?
Do you remember how we ended the episode The World's End?
I don't.
We talked a little bit about this episode, and you had the question. You brought it up, like, how does Cassandra survive? How does she come back? And I mentioned to you, oh no, they do explain it. There's actually a very funny joke, which they say, but I'll save that until that episode. Well, we're here, Lawrence. It's that episode.
As you can tell, I was eagerly awaiting it.
Yes. And it's a joke that's done quite a few times in this. There's a little bit of a, we'll say this, but then you'll cut in with that line. So it's something else. But we all know what we're saying here. There's one moment when the Doctor and Rose are walking into the hospital, and Cassandra's like, oh, Rose Tyler, that little, and then it cuts to the Doctor and Rose, and she's like, oh, bit rich coming from you, Doctor. And I'm like, very good, very good. You got to
play with the restrictions you have.
Yes, it's good. Hey, it works. But yes, the good joke, Cassandra, where did you get that skin? I was taken from a graft at my back. Oh, so you're talking out your ask not.
Yeah, ask
very
not.
Good. Very good.
I'm talking out of my anus.
Yes.
Is what she was going to say.
Her arse. Crack.
Her arse. I know. I like when they kind of do those cheeky little imitation, like half swears, because it's like you can't have a character like Cassandra and expect her not to be, like, for lack of a better phrase, just an outright sassy bitch.
Oh, she is. She's a full on. She goes full bitch mode, like when she inhabits. Well, she's always in full on bitch mode, but
yeah,
like we get to see her unleash a bit, which is a bit of fun.
Yeah, we see I just put it together. We see Cassandra in 5 forms in this episode.
That's pretty good.
Leads me on to my criticism. Bit messy, this one, isn't it?
Oh, do you think?
I think it's charmingly messy.
Oh, I think we're gonna.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's fun.
I think it's a good bit of fun.
I was reminded of simpler Doctor debuts.
Yeah. Yes, it's no 11th hour or anything like that. It's not end of the world or anything. But it's also not technically a Doctor debut. But
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Christmas Invasion was the Doctor debut where he slept for 45 minutes.
Yes, that's the Doctor debut.
And then threw an orange at a spaceship door or something.
Yes.
And was like, oh no, I've got no hand. Yeah. So anyway, it is revealed that that obviously Captain Jack has sent the Doctor a message.
No.
Sorry, the face of Bo, otherwise known as Captain Jack, has sent the Doctor a message. And that message... Is this the first time we've seen the psychic paper have any writing on it?
Maybe.
Because it looked bad. Just a little...
I feel like you're being overly harsh on this one. Yeah, but everything looks bad. It's fucking 2006 Doctor Who.
Lawrence, you're being harsh. Everything looks bad. Stop being picky.
No, but we kind of have an unspoken rule not to critique the CGI and stuff too much because it's whatever. It's Doctor Who.
It's true.
2006 or whatever. So, like, they're working with what they had, man.
That's fair.
But yeah, look. I think, if anything, this episode lends to my idea about the face of Bo in that he's not Jack.
Look, there is... The thing is, along this path of we know the face of Bo reveal, right? I know where Russell T Davies ended the Face of Bo reveal. And what I can say is that there is no part of you and what you're saying that I believe is incorrect. But you have to acknowledge that in canon, it is a fact that is.
Is it?
I know what you're going to say. Look, we will get there. Let's just enjoy the ride.
I don't think it is a canon fact at all.
I want a Doctor Who battles against time trading card that says that is like a scratch and sniff, and you sniff and it's Jack or something. I don't fucking know.
Look, all I'm saying is there's not a single hint leading up to that reveal that they are one in the same. Okay, the only thing you could say is that they've both lived a long time or whatever. Great. I
think the Yana thing's the definitive one.
I do not buy that for a single second. It means what does that mean to Jack? Just because he
was there in Utopia.
Yeah, that's literally it. So was Martha. Is the face of
Martha's
Martha?
Not Nathan. Martha is clearly not the face of Bo.
No, ridiculous.
For obvious reasons.
Look, Novice Hayne, who's a character I enjoy. Love that cat. She cat. Says at one point to the Doctor, the rest of Bo kind became extinct.
Yeah.
The rest of Bo kind. Bo kind implies a species name for the face of Bo.
I see what you're saying, but then didn't they write that in a way that was like in Torchwood, like Jack had a brother and they were from the some place called like Bowtown or some fucking bullshit.
Nothing necessarily to do with Torchwood, but it's just what Jack says in the reveal that he's from the Bow Face. Well, I guess Torchwood ended it after this, but yeah, he's from like the Bow Face Peninsula or whatever.
I know that Jack has a brother that they grew up on a sandy beach or something.
Yeah, that's like.
And then he's like, "I'm an American man, and I'm going to bury you."
Again, but that's after this.
Look, all I'm saying is, I don't know. I listen to what Russell T Davies says. If you think you can write it better, that's fine.
I can. I can. It's not the same. Also, Jack, very American. Bo, very British.
You telling me his accent can't change after like a million years?
Well, it hasn't for the 1,000 years or whatever that he's been alive.
Yeah, true. That's a fair point. I'll take it. Look, we're getting sidetracked, and I think you know it. He receives a message from the face of Bo that is basically sorry, Captain Jack. That is essentially come and see me.
Yes, he does.
And the Doctor's like, all right, wicked.
So he goes to see him, and they get in the elevator. They have the little disinfection session. We get a nice little sexy moment to see them both just being sexy and just like running their fingers through their hair and stuff. It's very good. I enjoy that. Great episode for bisexuals. This is good.
That's fair. Yeah,
we're eating. We are being fed during this episode. So it's very
maybe
good.
this was very formative for you.
Maybe it was. Maybe that's why I enjoy it so much. Watching this as a child, I was like, oh,
am I?
Interesting.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
Very good. Yes, and then I think we get the first reuse of the infamous Doctor Who elevator shot, which I enjoy a lot. The thing that I enjoy about it is it was used in the first one. It was used in Rose, but the thing I enjoy about it is that elevator they go in, it's so high tech, it's so like futuristic and very aesthetically like, oh, this is new Earth. Everything's like white and sleek and modern and cool. And then that elevator shot, it's very clearly just a very standard elevator from 2005. I think it's even got like a yellow like hazard warning sign like on it. It's very clearly just a standard Earth elevator. And I just went, no, that'll do. Let's just use that again.
I love the idea that people have like clicked on this podcast to be like, oh, I can't wait to hear people talk about like all the insightful themes and interesting aspects of Doctor Who, and we're just there like the budget sucks, that they reuse shots every fight. You want to see a shot of the TARDIS spinning around the Earth? Fuck it. I got an album of stock for you.
No, this is just, I don't know. It's. I'm not saying it's bad. It is bad, but I enjoy it because of that. It's the dumb stuff.
It's charming.
It is charming. Yes, it's very. This is why I love Doctor Who, because it is so dumb and silly, and they do stuff like this.
They get into their lift. They have their wash. Nathan has understood something about himself.
Yes.
As a child, and then the doors open. The Doctor's somewhere, but Rose is somewhere else.
Yes, Rose has gone to see Cassandra and Chip,
who have like control of the lift, I suppose.
Yeah, whatever. It's all vague.
Just a hand wavy thing. My note here, and I'll read it verbatim because I just think it sums it up quite nicely.
Yeah.
Is Chip seems like a proper nonce.
All right, it was a bit harsh, I think.
No, but he does. He's a little weird creep, isn't he? And then he's like, follow me. And then like he does a little hop step over like a thing in his way.
And then Rose picks up like a crowbar or whatever. She's
what are you gonna do with that, Rose?
She's like, I'm getting a weird vibe from this guy. So
I said that there's another world out there. Well, there's in a multiverse somewhere under a different writer, perhaps. Rose clubs Chip to death with a metal pipe that she finds on the floor, and she goes upstairs to the Doctor, covered in Chip's clone blood, and is like, "Oh, the strangest thing just happened to me."
I don't know if that's in character for Rose, but sure. I mean,
she picks it up, man.
Yeah, but she didn't use it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she could have used it. I'd have stuck it through Cassandra.
Great.
Then she's just done, isn't she?
How very Doctor Who of you. How that's always the way to go, isn't it?
It's true.
All right, so you don't like all the body swapping and stuff?
No, I've never said. When did I say any of that?
Well, you said they're all swapping bodies and it's messy.
It is messy, but it's fun. It's very chaotic.
I like it. It's a good bit of fun. I like Billy Piper really gets a chance to ham it up. Really, it's a good bit of fun. I like the the voice she puts on, the very posh. From class to brass.
she's Billy Piper because Rose is, and like this is not to be disrespectful on Rose, but more often than not, she's a bit of a nothing character. Like she doesn't. No. But like she does. What I mean is that she's well played, and Billy Piper is phenomenal playing her.
Yeah.
But she doesn't get a lot to do. Next to the Doctor, she's often smaller of a presence. Because the Doctor gets to run around and be like, if I reverse the polarity of the blah, 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 and he's doing like somersaults over things.
Okay, yeah.
So I enjoyed seeing Billy Piper get to be the goofy one in the scene.
Yeah.
Because at being the companion, she's the audience stand-in. So she's so often in scenarios the straight man of a situation that's funny.
Yeah, she doesn't get a lot of like comedy parts and stuff.
Yeah, so I thought this was just, like you say, just really fun to see her fucking goofing around.
Really fun. I love the line, "Oh no, I'm a chav." That's a good bit of fun. That's so much fun.
Is that offensive these days? I heard somewhere that chav was offensive.
I think it is offensive because chav, I think it stands for like council housed and violent or something.
Oh, I didn't know it stood for anything.
Yeah, it's an acronym or something, and it's one of those things that, you know, as always, it's a term which comes from, you know, the wealthy and elite to basically to put on poor people, and then like, you're all the same.
I see. Oh, that is a gross turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's cancel Billy Piper for saying it.
No. In 2006, it was whatever. But yeah.
As always, a product of its time.
I don't think anyone's gonna fucking cancel you for using the word chav, though. Like, it's just not a great word to use, really. But, well, when used in its original context, I guess, but whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest.
Oh, he doesn't care.
No, I'm a chav.
We've got ads in our other podcast now. Nathan's part of the wealthy elite. No. Did you say no? I'm a chav.
I did, yeah.
Good. Often we just fill the time and space, don't we? Just saying silly things. Cats are here.
Cats are here. I love the cats, man. It's weird. Doesn't really make sense, but I like it.
They're different cats from the Gridlock cats.
Well, Gridlock's after this.
I know, but they are.
But also, they're not, really.
They are a little bit. Like, his wife is more of a woman with ears.
Quite literally. Well, first of all, what? His wife's human.
Oh, yes, he's the cat, isn't he?
He's the cat, yeah. I think you're misremembering shit.
I've misremembered something.
It's quite literally the exact same cat. It's the same fucking character, you dickhead.
No, not the one from My Hero.
No, that one's different.
It was like, look at me, I had sex and made a cat.
But like for them, it's Novice Hane though, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah, my mistake. All right, I was wrong. It's fine.
Stupid man.
He won't get cut as well because this is you editing. God damn it!
I'm gonna make it louder.
No.
I have a note here that just says Madam Hooch.
Very telling for this episode.
So I'm sure we're just poking a bit of fun at you.
Well, no, it's Madam Hooch because Cassandra is Madam Hooch.
Yes, I know why, but
I see.
But the Madam Hooch of it all.
I like how the simplicity of your note is just Madam Hooch. You're like, I'll make something of that later.
That's how I make notes. Like, because I don't like taking notes while watching an episode, so I just like put like just a quick thing, and then I can expand on it.
Yeah. I'm the same. I just like a little prompt that I'll remember.
Yeah, I don't.
So anyway, the doctor is upstairs, and he goes on over to the face of Bo, who is dying.
Yes, yeah. Did you find this scene weird?
A little, but like I just kind of felt like I didn't know what the face of Bo was doing here today.
I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the end of the world? Is that what the episode's called?
Yes.
Do the Doctor and the Bo speak even once in that episode?
I think he goes over to him at one point, but we don't hear a conversation. But I'm aware that I think it was implied that they had a chat.
Okay, this episode implies that they're lifelong friends or whatever, and that they
does
have like a deep connection. But like, we don't even see them talk in.
It's a bit. I don't know. I know where you're coming from because it is very much like and not to show my hands too early. It does feel a little bit like
has just become shorthand for what's coming up. So
yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's discuss this later.
All right. Okay. Fine. I guess we'll just leave that alone for now, then, shall we?
Yeah, just leave that where it was. Just park it, and we'll get it later.
Okay, fine. So Rose comes back up. Well, it's not Rose. It's Cassandra in Rose's body, and the kiss. What are your thoughts on this?
It wasn't Rose, was it?
No, it's not Rose.
So I'm fine with it. It's just a bit. She hasn't been able to kiss anyone in quite some time.
No, I'm not saying I have anything wrong with it. I'm just like, I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's funny the way the Doctor is just so taken off guard, and he's like, "Yeah, still got it."
I know the Doctor does realize it.
He realizes it almost immediately, after the kiss. I feel like.
Because it's just so bizarre. But
I feel
it's
like there's a very specific moment where he like gives her a look and then asks a question. He's like, "Oh yeah, my mistake." Where he clocks on. I think.
Yeah. No, I like it. The kiss is fine. It's Cassandra's absolutely relishing having a body again.
Did you not think it was fun?
No, I did.
Okay.
It's I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't one of my formative sexual experiences, Nathan, unlike you.
No, it awakened something in me. I was like, this is my entire personality now.
I like the cats. I think they're cool. I do.
Okay.
I do like the cats. I like their makeup. I think they look great.
They do look amazing, which is surprising for this show because they could look like shit, and there is a moment where one of them does look like shit. But for the most part, the practical effects, the makeup, and everything, Really good. Really well done.
It's the Slovene problem, isn't it? Like,
yes.
anytime they look great because they're rubbery and shitty, and they look like you can see their pores. They look like living beings.
Yes.
And then they run, and you're like, oh yeah, you look terrible.
It's not even that. It's just the moment one of them gets touched by the infected, and there's just like a really weird shot where they just like, I don't know what it is. It's just something
They're
about
so
that weird.
still.
It's so still. And it's just that CGI transition over. It looks so bad, so awful. But hey, £10 budget. So what are you gonna do?
Well, look, speaking of the disease, people, what's going on?
So the nuns, the Qatari nuns, they have a whole seemingly endless like fucking void full of just pods of mindless zombie people who are infected with like literally every single disease on New Earth, who are like used to cure diseases, I guess.
I think they use them as like guinea pig tests kind of things.
Yeah. We'll give them every disease so we can then use that to create cures and dish those out to the people or whatever. And it's pretty fucked up.
It's pretty fucked up. They make the case of like, look at how many people it saved. I'm like, yeah, these people are becoming sentient. I don't know how they're becoming sentient because they're surprised at it. They're like, how is he talking? How has he got a vocabulary? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think the show's all too concerned with it.
Yeah, I just got here. Don't ask me.
Yeah. This is on you, you cats. You've done this.
Yeah. So they kill the one that does talk or whatever. It was a good moment where like the doctor like figures it all out. Like, well, not figures it out, where like they stumble upon it, and you know we get the infamous David Tennant. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. The first mention of it. Something that comes up quite a lot for his character, which
retcons something for me, because I was under the impression that the Doctor heard that line from the President in Age of Steel. There's the President in Age of Steel. You know, the one that's like, John, you will never get my blessing on this metal thing.
Yes, I know what you mean.
He says it to someone. Someone dies, and he goes, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." And it's the first like. I thought, at least, it was the first formative point that line's been said, and then ever since then, the Doctor started saying it. Clearly, I was wrong.
That's not a retcon. That's just you being a dumb cunt.
It's a retcon in my mind.
Okay.
My ego can't take it, so I've had to lie and say that the show was incorrect. No, but I don't know. I thought that was whatever.
Why would he then say that after seeing someone? What?
Because he liked it. He saw it and was like, that's a good line. I'll use it.
That's so dumb.
You never heard anything been said and you're like, oh, keep that one in my back pocket, actually.
I mean, yeah, but not like, I don't know. That's so dumb.
Well, that's fine.
Anyway, what's terrible point?
Look, zombie rules. Okay, we had it with the mummy people.
They're basically zombies.
Yeah, basically. They just don't get touched by them. It's tag, you're it.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoy that. Good little fun sequence. I love the stubbornness of the Doctor, because Rose is like, put Cassandra, come back into me so that the Doctor can use the sonic screwdriver. Yeah. And then she goes, all right. And then the Doctor's like, get out of Rose. Yeah. And she's like, no, this was our idea. Now you're being incompatible.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was I enjoy, that moment where the Doctor and Rose, they do come upon it, and Rose is very much like, oh, that's disgusting, because she's Cassandra and shit, and Ten just has that real fucking, like, he's almost drops the facade of, he knows it's Cassandra. He figured, well, not know that it's Cassandra. He knows that it's not Rose, and he's like fucking figured that out a while ago. But he's just like drops the facade of even like fucking keeping up with her at that point. He's just so disgusted and enraged by what's going on here. And then he gets that little confrontation with Novice Hayne, which is a good moment. I enjoy that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they kind of, they have that back and forth of, look how much good it's done. I'm like, you're still infecting like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
More than hundreds, to be honest. Like you said, it's seemingly like it. It's one of the CGI endless shots.
Millions, yeah. Thousands. Yeah.
Good stuff. I like you get his rage as the first. Is that the first? That's the first 10 rage, isn't it? Really?
That's definitely the first 10 rage. Yeah. There was no real rage in the Christmas Invasion. It was just a little bit of murder.
just a little dabble of murder.
Just a smidgen of murder. But yeah, no, that's the first real rage that we get from him. And it's good. It's interesting to see. Yeah, and he does a good job of it. I like the moment where the Cassandra like goes back and forth, and she goes into Tennant's body, and we've had the moments of Billy Piper hammering it up, and now we get to see David Tennant do the same thing here. And it's fun. It's a good bit of fun. Again, it's him just being weird, really, just like fucking getting used to the body and stuff. It's fun. I like it.
I thought when she's talking about like the two hearts and beating like a samba, I thought we were going to get a continuation on the maybe the 10th Doctor has two dicks. Give some weight to what Jackie was saying.
I don't know why I do this podcast.
Well, look, we didn't get it. That's all I'm saying. No, I like him. He's fun. I respect the decision for your first 2 episodes with the 10th Doctor. Such a prolific Doctor that he's coming back 15 years later.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy that the first 2 episodes with him have him, 1, being asleep for most of the first one, and 2, having a little portion where he's not where David Tennant isn't playing the Doctor.
Yeah.
In the second one, but no, fun, good time.
Yeah. No, he does a good job. I enjoy it, and that beating out of Sandline is just very funny.
They do their little chase, and they go. The Doctor gives everyone a power shower. I do like the hand wavy nature of like. I don't think that's how passing around like an antidote works. Of just like touching each other's forearms.
What do you mean?
Well, they're like so the Doctor makes them a cocktail of antidote. And a couple of them get in.
Yeah.
And then they pass around by like touch the cure.
Did you not like that?
No, I thought it was fine. Just I'm pretty sure it's not how antidotes work.
No, not at all. But isn't that kind of the point? Because there's the moment where Cassandra goes into one of them, and it's like they're so lonely. Like she like fucking experiences their thoughts and stuff, and then she's like, they're reaching out to us because they want to touch us because they're so alone. They've never been held and all that stuff. They've never known contact and all that sort of stuff. And then it's that moment coming full circle of just I guess healing with love.
It is nice. It's a nice
I love the ending to this, because to me this is like what we spoke about in the Doctor Dances episode, the Everybody Lives moment. It's the Doctor Who magic, which I enjoy. It's just one of those really nice and kind and magical moments where, like I say, it's not some big action moment that saves the day. It's something as nice as love, as passing on the cure and that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
a healing
it's
touch.
True. It is not, and I do like that moment because Cassandra is an absolute joke of a character. Like she's there to be like saying silly things and be narcissistic and everything.
Yes.
And when you get her complete flipping attitude after she comes out of the mind of like you said, like one of the diseased people.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, yeah, that sucks. And also like, I don't know, maybe there's an element of it that is like how it activates how kind of Cassandra has been feeling or makes her see it, because she lived her life by being adored. She the thrill of her existence was being told how beautiful she was and everything like that. And for the longest time, I don't suppose anyone said that to her in a while.
Yeah,
being in the form that she was in, and obviously Chip is there and being a bit of a skin flesh nonce, but like he's not what she's after, is he really?
A skin flesh nonce.
Well, he is. He's stroking her little skin like trampoline thing.
Is
no
he?
Good. Yeah, man. At one point he goes over it because Rose goes, "That'll do, Chip," or something. She says like, "Yeah, I don't want to know," because he says, "I tend to Milady's physical needs, and she's like, I hope that means food.
Grim.
Yeah, it's very grim. Chip is. I won't refute on this point. Chip is a little creep in this. That's where I'm at with it.
Right.
She has to give up one of them, essentially, Cassandra. She's been in, for the most part, she's been in the Doctor or Rose for a lot of the episodes.
She's in Rose for most of it.
Yeah. So she has to give, obviously the Doctor's not going to be like, well, Rose is dead. So she has to give up Rose, and she goes into Chip, who is a willing participant in this.
Yeah.
And in my mind, because the last time I haven't seen this in quite some time, this episode.
Yeah.
In my mind, it was Chip that went back in time to tell Cassandra that she was beautiful, and he got to like live out his adoration for her, of her in her prime.
Yeah.
It's so much funnier that it's Cassandra in another person's body telling herself that she's beautiful.
I think it's kind of sad.
It is. It's absolutely sad.
Because, earlier in the episode, Cassandra makes a big thing out of being told that was the last time that she was told she was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it was her who said that. Like, oh, I kind of takes the fucking shine off that moment a little bit, really.
Yeah, and I like how that she's kind of like, she realizes it must have been her, and she's giving herself any... I like that when she tells Rose, that was the last night someone called me beautiful, she misses the part where, and then he collapsed and died in front of me, and it was a bit of a shame.
Yeah, time can be rewritten. It's all fine.
Yeah, that's true. No, I agree with you. It is sad, and I like that she's like providing herself that level of comfort. I also like the fact that she finally dies, and it's kind of on her own terms. She gets to, the Doctor is kind to her.
I like that I do it with Cassandra. It's like a good little redemption moment for her, really. Whether she deserves it or not, that's an argument you can have all day long. But I don't know. It's kind of
it's a bit more dignified than her just splitting in two and
yes,
screaming, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very strange.
Yeah. Well, where are you at with the episode overall then?
I like it. You really seem like you hate it, which is
no, I don't know. I don't hate it at all. I think it's a bit of fun. I just think it's a bit chaotic and messy.
I don't think it's messy at all. I think it's messy in the sense that Doctor Who is a bit messy, but I don't think it's bad in any way.
No, I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just, I don't know. This isn't where I'd go for, like, if I was going to rewatch an episode at random, I probably would never be this one. It's not a bad thing. It's just not as good as it normally is for me.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I like it. And you can't take that away from me.
I don't know. I wasn't trying to.
Sounds like you're trying to take it away from me.
I'm sorry, Nathan. I do apologise. Would you like to play our theme?
Weirdo of the Week! Weirdo.
So this is a segment of the show where we take a moment to look back and reflect on some of the weird, wonderful, and grubby little characters we come across each and every week in this silly little show that is Doctor Who, Docky Who, which we love so much. Lawrence, who's your weirdo of this week?
So my weirdo of the week is the face of Bo.
No, Lawrence. That's the same as mine.
Oh, sorry. I very much enjoy... You knew that mine was the face of Bo. Don't try and act like we've just somehow got the same one.
What do you mean? It's pure coincidence. But
oh, okay. I apologise. Basically, I like to imagine a world where this... And this is kind of based in truth, but this is my interpretation of how it happened as well. But it does happen in the episode. Is that the face of Bo is like... Some say he could be 1 million years old, right?
Yes.
And I like the idea that one day he goes to New Earth because he can obviously get about. He's got a little teleport.
Yeah.
So he goes to New Earth. He lands. He goes, could do with a bit of end of life care for a bit. So he goes there. He gets assigned a cat, and a cat gives him a bit of making sure he's up to date with his medicines and stuff.
Wait,
right?
Hold on. Why has he got a teleport?
I don't know. He just has one. That's how he cuts about.
Does he?
Yeah. He teleports away at the end of this one.
Does he?
Yeah.
Missed that.
It's a very blink and you miss it. It's a very cheap Doctor Who shing, and then he like kind of floats off.
That does sound like Doctor Who.
Yeah. So anyway, I like the idea that he's living his life. He's millions of years old or whatever, and he goes, I could do with some end of life care. So he goes to a thing, gets assigned a cat. Cat looks after him for a little bit. He goes, oh, I wonder what the doctor's getting up to, because he knows the doctor's old. Sends the doctor a message on his psychic paper, and then the doctor gets there. The cat looking after him goes, some say he's got a big secret, and at the end of his life he'll whisper something that only would be befitting a lonely god to hear. And the doctor's like, this sounds pretty important. And then at the end, the doctor's like, what do you want to say to me? And he was like, nothing, lol, bye. I'm not going to tell you. What it read to me as is very strange, chaotic, bored behaviour from a very old head in a jar. That's just like, could do it for a laugh today.
All right. Fair enough.
But like that happened. So the cat was like, he's got a secret. And then Bo was like, I'm not going to tell you. And then he went.
Yeah. Can't argue with that, I guess.
Just silly. Just the silly face of Bo at it again.
I don't like the face of Bo.
No, you don't. Did you like him before the Jack reveal? Were you like, this is a cool face?
Well, it was inconsequential to me. It was just a face.
Fair.
It was just a big face. I was never like, the face of Bo? Oh my god, my favorite character's here. It's just a big fucking head in a jar. Fucking Rose says, that big old boat race when she's doing her Cockney moment. Bit of fun. I love that moment. I shall proceed up the apples and pears. Very good. Very good.
Very good indeed. Who is your weirdo?
My weirdo of the week is, I believe it's the mayor of New York's assistant. For being the most aggressive person in the world. Like, the doctor just, like, fucking, he's just walking past, and he's basically just like, all right, mate? And she's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That white mate does not constitute as a legally binding friendship.
Yeah, like, straight away, just openly hostile and aggressive. And then, like, the moment later, when the Doctor and Rose just stumble back in, and she's just like launches a fucking chair at them. Like, show me your hands. Yeah. Like, how is this? Well, maybe this is why she got the job as the mayor's assistant or whatever. But
yeah,
I don't know. Very, very aggressive lady.
She's cutthroat. She gets
cutthroat.
It done.
She gets ahead in the world, and hey, that's why she got there. But very weird. And
she's waiting for the mayor to die. She knows she's next in line. She's like, I can easily ascend it.
She probably gave him this fucking uncurable disease, which gets. And by the way, that disease, they're like, oh, he's got this curable disease, like, and yeah, we can cure it, but like, you know, it'll be a while. But then, like 5 minutes later, he's like, no, I'm fine now. I'm fine. Like when the dog's is talking to that fucking cat nurse, she's like, he'll be fine. Like, don't get me wrong, it's going to take a bit of time, but we'll get there. And then it's literally like 5 minutes, and he's like,
they've all got champagne. His complexion has changed from purple to just normal. Like
he was like literally fucking like stone or whatever, and now he's just a normal bloke. Anyway, good stuff. I enjoyed it.
Good on those cats.
Yeah, good episode, man. Good episode all around for me.
Bit of fun. I'm excited for next week.
Next week, the big bad wolf. Ooh, not that wolf. Yes, a big CGI dog for everyone to enjoy. Yeah. I am looking forward to it. Look forward to some David Tennant getting to use his real voice for once, his real accent.
Yep, I'm looking forward to hearing if there were any insults about the royal family that I missed.
I remember. There's a few.
I know there's one. I think there's probably some more that Russell sprinkled in there.
Interesting.
Like the Christmas Invasion one where he applied they were all inbred. Exciting times. Nathan, we have another podcast. It's called Another Happy Pod. And we talk about all manner of things.
Mostly movies, but yeah.
It is mostly movies.
Yeah, we did do... we say in the intro to that podcast, we say, movies, TV show, video games. We haven't done a video game episode in quite a while. Recently, we did do an episode where we discussed video games, but then Lawrence lost it so that happened. But hey, you can listen.
Glad you pulled that out. Thanks.
Yes, you can listen to some other episodes about your favorite things. So hey, if you like the movie Interstellar, then boy, have we got a treat for you. If you like the movie, I don't know, you pick one.
Cocaine Bear.
If you like the movie Cocaine Bear, then hey, we did an episode on that. If you are the world's biggest fan of the season 3 finale of Doctor Who, we did that long before we decided to do this podcast. So
how funny would it be if we just uploaded that?
We'd have to like cut it into like 3 segments.
It's like 20-minute episodes.
Yeah. So hey, anyway, we've been doing this for over an hour now. So Lawrence, why don't you tell people where they can find us, where they can review us, and where they can show us a good time.
Well, you can show us a good time anywhere, but most notably on Twitter at StillGotLegsPod. And these new episodes go up every Monday at 10 a.m. So stay tuned for next week's one. Give us a little review. We are not a new show anymore, as we said. We are not, because we've done a whole season of this. But we are still trying to get out there. You know, any Whovians, send them our way. Or yeah, I think would they be coming to us, or would we be going to them? We'd be going to them, wouldn't we? You know what I'm saying?
No,
that's fair. Okay, fair. Well, look, tell your Whovian mates about us. Right, there's a new era of Doctor Who coming. We're all excited. We've all got the 60th in mind. We've all got the new season weighing heavily. There's Ncuti Gatwa costumes dropping all over the timeline. Right, it's an exciting time to be a Doctor Who fan. We want to be in on the conversation, so let us be. Sounds very forceful. I'm like, fucking acknowledge us!
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a good time. See you next week, everyone.
So there we go, another wonderful week of Doctor Who. Tell your friends, tell your mum, tell everyone you love and know. He's been Lawrence, I've been Nathan. See you next week.
Goodbye.